Today, we're going to tackle one of the most paradoxical stories in all of Buddhist scripture. And really, it all boils down to a single mind-bending question.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Can the guy whose whole job, his entire reason for being, is to manage suffering and dish out karma in the underworld, can that being actually reach the highest state of spiritual perfection? It sounds completely impossible, right? A total contradiction.
Well, believe it or not, a sacred text called the Kṣitigarbha Sutra says, yup, a big, definitive yes. And it gets even crazier. It's not just that he can become a saint, the Buddha himself guarantees it. He promises that this warden of hell, this ghost king, is going to become a fully enlightened Buddha. So the question is, how on earth is that even possible?
Okay, to really get this, we've got to look at the prophecy itself. We're talking about a figure known as the life-controlling ghost king. He's this incredibly powerful being who, keeps everything in order down in the underworld. And what the Buddha says about his future, it's absolutely stunning.
And get this, the prophecy is super specific. This isn't some vague, cloudy prediction. Nope. It says his future name will be Wushang Tathāgata, which means the no-form Buddha. It's going to happen after 170 kalpas, and a kalpa is a unit of time so huge it basically means eons from now. And he'll have his own world called Zhangju, the pure abode, during a whole era of peace and joy. See, these aren't just random details thrown in. This is like a guaranteed spiritual blueprint for him.
And there's a reason it's so locked in. This isn't just any old prophecy. In Buddhism, it has a special name, a sugi. Think of a sugi as an absolute, spiritually binding guarantee, handed down directly from a Buddha. It's like a formal seal of approval saying, hey, your spiritual work is so advanced that your future enlightenment isn't just possible, it's a done deal, an absolute certainty.
Okay, so let's recap. A terrifying ghost king is guaranteed to become a Buddha. Now, you might be thinking this is just some weird one-off story, but it's actually the perfect way to understand a really core principle in Mahayana Buddhism.
And that core teaching, which you see in huge texts like the Lotus Sutra, is this. Every single living being, and I mean every single one, no exceptions, has the built-in potential to become a Buddha. Yep, even a king of ghosts.
This whole idea is called the One Buddha Vehicle. The name is a great way to think about it. It means that our current forms, whether you're a human, a celestial being, or even a fierce ghost king, they're just temporary vehicles we're using on a journey. But at the end of the day, there's only one road and one final destination for everyone, Buddhahood. And the Ghost King's story, it's pretty much the ultimate proof of that concept.
And this is where the story gets really, really deep. It's all about this tension, this contrast between what something looks like on the outside and what it truly is on the inside.
And this story just lays out that paradox so perfectly. On one hand, you've got his current form, the scary-looking guy, the enforcer of karma. But on the other hand, his true essence is the no-form Buddha, who is totally beyond karma. The message couldn't be clearer, right? Don't be fooled by the scary exterior.
So the big takeaway here leads to this incredible, kind of mind-blowing idea that this world of suffering, what's called samsara, isn't actually some separate place from the world of enlightenment or nirvana. They're two sides of the same coin. The whole point isn't to escape reality, but to completely change how you see it. And the Ghost King, he's the perfect poster child for this. He doesn't find his path to Buddhahood by escaping hell. He finds it right there, in the very heart of it all.
So this totally changes how we see the Ghost King, doesn't it? He's not just some monster or a warden, he's actually a leader, showing us a very specific and very powerful kind of compassion.
Yeah, there's even a special term for this. It's called guanyin. It's when a bodhisattva, someone who's all about reaching enlightenment to help everyone else, takes on a temporary disguise as a clever way to help people. And that disguise, it might even be a fierce or scary one if that's what the situation calls for. The Ghost King? I mean, he's the textbook example of this in action.
So, what does this kind of tough love leadership actually look like in practice? Well, step 1, you take on the role that needs to be filled, even if it's hard or unpopular. Step 2, on the inside, your motivation is nothing but pure compassion. And step 3, everything you do is aimed at the true long-term well-being of others. When you look at him through that lens, the Ghost King isn't causing suffering. He's a guide, keeping order so that everyone can eventually find their way.
And this is the part where this ancient story becomes super relevant for all of us, right here, right now. Because the lesson here isn't really about some mythological king from long ago. It's about us. It's about our own potential.
So, let's ask the big question again. Why did the Ghost King get this incredible prophecy? It wasn't because he was scary. It wasn't because he was powerful. The text is crystal clear on this. He got that guarantee of Buddhahood because of his motivation, his inner vow, an unrelenting vow to bring peace to all beings. See, his form was just temporary, but that intention, that's timeless.
And what that means for us is that this path of the no-form Buddha, it's not some far-off mystical thing. It's right here in what we do every day. Anytime you or I take on a tough job in our family, at work, in our community, and we do it from a real place of wanting to help, we're already walking that exact same path.
So the question this ancient story leaves us with isn't some abstract puzzle. It's deeply personal. It's a huge validation for anyone who takes on the hard, thankless jobs for the good of other people. It's telling us to look past the surface, to see that potential for enlightenment in everyone, everywhere. But most importantly, it turns the question back to us and asks, what difficult role, what thankless job can you play with a compassionate heart to bring just a little more peace to your corner of the world?